In this week's channeled messages, we talk about coming back to your core and not adhering to what's happening in society, but what it is that you need from coming from a place of love. So, letting go of control and working with the universe and what is really happening. Finding that balance between like self love and pushing yourself, but also giving yourself that time to relax and incorporating all the transitions that are happening. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm a light worker that uses automatic writing to channel messages for my guides, and I share their messages here with you on this channel. So, let's get into this week's reading. Be open to what is out there and where life leads you. You must let go of the need to control and learn to work with the flow of the universe. Everything is perfectly orchestrated. You just need to listen to the notes to know when it's your turn to play. There is so much emphasis around having to work hard to get ahead. That is a subconscious default and is not how the universe works, but how your society is currently structured. You don't need to adhere to that value. You can believe in something different. Allow for more and come into abundance. The only thing keeping you in lack is yourself. Look at your belief system. Where did those values come from? Are they yours? Do they benefit you? Question what is passed down, as it is often part of a fear based structure and not reality. Think about the animal kingdom. It can strive without human involvement. Creatures can live their lives in harmony with nature. Humans used to be able to live this way as well and strive and be at peace. It wasn't until fear, competition, and trying to control nature that they started to deplete what was given and upset the balance and connection with what was available. But how it once was, it could be again. But you must let go of what came in between. Some cultures on this planet still live this way, and you'll visit and study under them and bring back their wisdom. They are called wisdom keepers. They can show you the way, but you must look at them not with judgment, but with curiosity. Just because they do things differently than what is not accepted by your society and its standards does not mean that it's a downgrade. That is a question of values and priorities. Where do your priorities lie? What would you want in your life if you weren't in survival mode? If finances and societal acceptance weren't a thing? If you can live a different way that made you happy, what would that look like? These questions will lead you to where you gave up your power and just accepted the circumstances you were given. This is much like an abuse victim who was accepted that this is just how things are now and they see no way out, and so they stay despite the dangers, despite what their body and mind are telling them they should do instead. Society has inflicted the same kind of abuse on its people. There are standards, rules, goals, and hierarchy. These were bred into you at such a young age that your dreams turned into just wanting to be rich, having a mansion, and lots of cars. The goal was to be able to date the popular kids growing up. Your actual dreams lay dormant as you spend your life trying to fit in and come out on top of society's game instead of focusing on what you really want, what your gifts are, or what would make you happy. Some never come out of those restraints. Those that come out only scratch the surface as they test the waters while still clinging to the safety that they want in society while they are openly pursuing their goals and dreams. You must ask yourself why. What is there to lose? What would you gain? What is holding you back? Where did those fears come from? You are a creator being, yet you forget your power and how to bring about what it is you want. It's just a matter of remembering and building yourself back up again. That is one of the main goals of this simulation, finding your way back home and remembering who you really are when you strip away all the paint. Think of it as a painting. You are the canvas. It doesn't matter what is painted on the surface. You are still at the core. You are the fibers of which creation is able to be adhered to. You are the structure, the security, the platform for creation. Strip away the paint, change the subject. It doesn't really matter. You are still here and whole at the core, allowing for the creation to take place. Remember who you are at the core. Come back to it whenever you need to. You can change what others see on the surface whenever you want. There is nothing forcing you to be one way or another. Just make a choice and explore the possibilities. If something is not working, try something else. You are the artist. This is your life. You can create whatever you want to and put as much or as little effort in as you desire. The choice is always yours. You must understand that your worthiness and unhealed trauma dictate where you go in life. If you do not believe that you are worthy of something or are led to believe that you don't deserve happiness, you'll set your life according to those beliefs. This is why you must do the work of self discovery and start to understand why you respond the way you do and where that is coming from. Your vibration and how it affects the collective vibration is directly related to your personal journey and healing process. This is why self help, energy work, and shadow work are so crucial. You can't pull yourself up if there is a part of you that is still holding back, and often that part is left behind by encounters, events, and circumstances from your past. Parts that are over and you just never let go of, but brought along with you. Think of relationships. When someone goes through a bad breakup, they will come out of that no longer trusting and see everyone as a cheater or abuser because that is what they went through and the lens that they are now coming out with. But what that does is it draws those same scenarios to them again and again because that is where their focus is. That is their belief. That is what they place their energy towards. It's not until they hear that aspect of themselves, raise their boundaries, their self worth, and what they allow in their lives that they'll recognize and turn away the red flags and start to attract those that are worthy of the new value for themselves. But they must do the healing first and remove that negative lens. This is how ascension works. You must find and heal those aspects holding you back. Shift your focus, and then you'll attract a better vibration and a better future. You can't match New Earth frequency if you are still held back by political fighting, racism, views of lack, and focusing on where everything is going wrong. You are drawing that vibration to yourself. You must focus on the good in the world, the positive possibilities that the negative is clearing the way for. You must find love and light no matter how dark things get. This allows you to be the light and to help strengthen it on the planet and rise up with it. You must resolve what you came here to clear, and any new karma obtained must be removed as well. You must try to create a clear starting point as to not have any baggage holding you from those lower vibrations. Where are you at with letting go of resentment, jealousy, and revenge? Where are you at with forgiving and loving yourself? Where are you at with no longer partaking in the bad habits and activities that you must hide from others for fear of owning up to their consequences? You can't keep doing what is not allowed in the higher vibrations, then wonder why you're turned away at the door. You must take ownership and clear the storylines and false lights that you are creating to be able to advance to a place where they are no longer active. Where are you at with healing is always the question. We bring this up to you to help you take ownership, to help you understand the process. There are always steps that must be taken to get to a destination. You need to look at your angle to figure out your trajectory and adjust your path accordingly to hit the target at which you are aiming. Find your truth, find your path, and get back on track. You can't find your destination if you are still lost and making wrong turns. You must recognize that you are lost and resolve that issue first. Then you can move ahead knowing that you'll make it through. You must start to love yourself and believe that you are worthy of being happy and having more. Until you love yourself, you will continue to allow others to make you small and keep you in the constraints that they created to manage you. Once you start to love yourself, you will recognize when others are coming from acceptance. You will start to stand up for yourself and remove yourself from those people and activities that will try to dim your light. But you can't get there until you start to value yourself and hold yourself accountable for what you allow. What happens is your responsibility. There is no one to blame, just lessons to learn, perspectives to shift, and better choices to make. Those are all under your control and affect your path moving forward. Where are you at with respecting yourself and your needs? Where are you at with giving yourself permission to shine? Where do you want to go from here, and how much effort are you willing to put into that? When you start to break down your time, how your time is spent, are you impressed or embarrassed? Are you practicing what you preach or struggling? Do you have balance between pushing yourself forward and resting when you need to? There is always a balance to be had during transitions, as your nervous system is also adjusting to these changes and needing to reset to the new default. Remember to give yourself grace and tune into your body to see what it is you need. It's okay to rest and need downtime. That's part of self care. Just recognize what you are choosing and why. Are you in avoidance of tasks or are you actually relaxing? There is a difference. Find what that looks like for you. Often, just completing a task will allow deeper relaxation. So, are you truly relaxing or avoiding? You control your trajectory. You control your time and obligations. Find the balance and hold yourself accountable. Your new life is waiting. How soon do you want to arrive? Thank you, and I'll see you next week.